how do you attract a man who's going to love you for who you really are? This question came in recently during an event that I was leading, and I love the way the woman asked the question. She asked it this way. She goes, how can I raise my vibration to attract a man who's going to love all the interesting aspects of myself? And I laughed and I said, I think that's what everybody wants. Everyone wants a partner who's going to love all of the interesting aspects of themselves, because we all have parts of ourselves that may be easier to love and also a little bit more challenging to love. And so I didn't know her backstory, but anytime someone says, how can I attract someone who, then the answer therein is, how can I become that same thing to myself? Because like attracts like. So how can I attract someone who loves and accepts me? The first question is, what do you need to love and accept about yourself? But I'm going to share with you a concept that can be incredibly powerful for you, because we're going to take it one step further. And it's something that very few people are aware of, and it can be a game changer for you in attracting someone that you really want as a partner. And so I asked this woman the same question. I said, okay, well, what are the aspects of yourself that need your love and acceptance more? And she took a deep breath and she goes, oh, that's tough, because I've done a lot of love and acceptance work on myself. And I said, okay, well, what aspect are you specifically asking that a man will need to love and accept? And she goes, well, I have a rod in my leg and it hinders my physical mobility. And the last 3 guys that I've gone on dates with have all rejected me because, and they said specifically because I'm not able to keep up, and they wouldn't be able to have the kind of relationship they wanted because I have this rod in my leg. And I said, aha. So here's what's interesting. While you have accepted fully that this is your body and you love your body and you love your body even with this rod in your leg, you're still holding the perception of your rod in your leg as a detriment to the relationship, as a negative to the relationship that you want instead of a benefit. So while it might be that you've loved and accept yourself completely, your perception of you in a relationship is that this is going to bring a detriment to the relationship. I said, so that is what we need to reframe. And so if you think about for yourself, what are the aspects of your circumstance that right now you're holding as a detriment to a future relationship? It might be your work situation and you work super long hours. It might be where you live or the way you like your house, the amount of travel that you do, or it might be an STD, or it might be whatever. There may be something. It might be the way your body looks or physicality. And so here's a powerful move that you can make to begin attracting the right person into your life and actually repelling the wrong person from your life. And so the concept is this, is what if, how can you reframe that idea so that it's not actually a detriment, but it's a benefit? What would you need to believe? What would need to be happening so that whatever aspect you're thinking about actually becomes a blessing? And I shared this story. I said, there was a client of mine who she had twin boys. And she wanted to be a mom. She didn't have a partner. She didn't want to wait for a partner. So she had in vitro fertilization, and she had twin boys. And then the twin boys became the paradigm for her. I've got a lot of baggage was her story. And it wasn't because she viewed her boys as baggage. She loved her family. She loved her boys. But a couple of guys that she dated saw that, I can't have kids with you and you've already got kids. That's a lot of baggage. So they sent that message and programming to her. And then she decided to own it instead of reject it. And so that became her perception. And so we worked on, how could you actually reframe this? Reframing is such a powerful tool. How would the right guy, your partner, view the 2 boys? When you really find the right guy. And she was like, oh my gosh, he would be grateful that I have these young boys, because maybe he loves that dad energy. Maybe he wants to be a dad to them, and that it's actually, he's going to view this as a blessing, like an instant family. And he's always wanted to have a family, and an instant blessing, because now our holidays are going to be better and richer because the kids' energy is infused, and vacations bring extra joy and fun because these kids' and energy is infused in it. And so I said, begin holding that in mind. she was wondering whether or not she should say she had kids on the first date. And of course she thought she should because that's important to her. But there was that question about whether or not she even should. And I said, what if you were to hold this in such an energy that you were proud of the circumstance that you're in to such a degree? Because on first dates, everyone always leads with their best quality, right? So what if the frame you held wasn't that this was a detriment, but that it was a benefit, and not just a benefit, but such a benefit that you were so thrilled about it, you were sharing it on the first date? What would have to happen in you? And so she began to embody that energy. And on the first date, share that she had these 2 kids, as the energy of her was like, oh, this is the biggest blessing ever. And so here's what was great. Every guy that wasn't aligned with that energy ran for the hills because he was like, I don't want the guys. But she ultimately met a man who was aligned with that energy and met him quickly, frankly. And he was like, oh, that sounds amazing. I love that. And it just bonded the 2 of them together. They met, fell in love, developed this beautiful relationship. And today they are married because of this mental move. And so I offered that to the woman that I was coaching at this event. I said, what would it take for you not to view for your partner your leg as a detriment, but a blessing, a benefit, and a big one at that? How could that be a benefit? And she was a little bit stuck. She was like, why would my rod and my leg be a benefit? How is that adding to the relationship? And I said, well, let me ask you this. What qualities have you developed in your character because of that situation? And she goes, oh man, I've got amazing resilience. I've got amazing courage. I've got compassion for what other people have gone through because of this journey with this leg. And I said, amazing, interesting, huh? What do you think every single person wants in a partner in their life? They want someone who is resilient. They want someone who is strong, because guess what? Life is coming for you. This life is tough. There are going to be storms. There's going to be winds. There's going to be waves that shake things. And when your world is shaking, you want a partner who's going to stand firm with you. You want a partner who's going to link elbows and face that storm together. There's a whole lot of people who will run for the hills when things get tough. And so there's going to be a man who finds that hugely valuable, that, oh, you've got this inner strength that's been cultivated because of the situation you've gone through. And people want a partner who's developed compassion, who's developed that skill of acceptance, who can accept themselves and the other partner and all their idiosyncrasies. And so imagine that this man, the person that's right for you, is going to not only see those qualities, but value them as such a blessing, such a benefit, that he's going to be like, you are my woman. What would it be like to view your leg not as a detriment, but as a blessing to such the degree that on the first date, you actually lead with sharing what you went through and who it's helped you become? You're going to scare away the wrong guys like that, but you're going to magnetize the right guy like that. And she was like, Matt, I've never even considered that concept. Thank you. This has changed my life. That one idea changed her dating life. And so for you, as you're thinking about your own life and the things that you want to share and the detriments, how do you reframe that? What if those things could be a blessing? What if those things end up becoming the things that your partner values the most in you? What in your own life right now needs to be reframed into a blessing or into something positive? I actually challenge you, if you'd be willing and brave enough to share, brave enough to go deep and post this as a comment. My question for you is, what aspect about your love life would be served by reframing it into the positive, and what blessing would it bring to your partner's life? Go ahead and post that below. I hope this idea serves you, empowers you on your journey of love. I'm holding your amazing love life blossoms and comes into your life faster than you even imagined. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.